All right, you are mostly welcome to today's broadcast on Science of the Male TV with your regular host, Solomon Bamidele, and with our trending topic, lockdown and your mental sanity. Lockdown and your mental sanity. But today, we want to consider the issue of in the event of the second wave of COVID-19, in the event of the second wave of COVID-19, there have been speculations, agitations, expectations, preparations, planning for the possibility of the second wave of COVID-19. The question is, why are the world leaders, the world scientists, the World Health Authority, even World Health Organization, WHO, why are they speculating that there will be the second wave of COVID-19? Why are they speculating? That's what we want to consider. But before we consider that, we also look into what have been the effects of the first wave of COVID-19. What changes has it brought into our lifestyle, family, individual, labor market, economy, business economy, like aviation and stuff like that, and on the whole? Well, in some part of the world, specifically in the Western world, we are entering the autumn now. The season we are entering now is autumn. We are in summer, to say, but we are not having enough summer. The summer will be ramping up. I will be entering autumn. Autumn is the one that precedes and that we welcome the winter. And during winter, we used to experience flu flu and cold. These have been the pandemic, the norms that we used to experience. People will be coughing, sneezing, feverish, all sorts. Now, this flu and cold normally come with cold season. The characteristics, they thrive in cold weather during winter. Now that we are entering autumn, autumn will begin to be cold. And autumn ushering in cold weather. With that, remember that COVID-19, coronavirus, the stage called COVID-19, can only thrive or thrive more in cold weather. In cold weather. So now that we're entering the cold period, the cold season, there's belief that just like flu, when the flu started, the outbreak of flu started, and it's been continuing on every cold weather now, cold season, winters and stuff like that. The only thing is that, lucky enough, the scientists have been able to find the jab, vaccine for flu. Why a lot of people they are immune, we have developed immune against or for COVID and for flu. So people have it. So people die as a result of flu every winter. We record death. But the scientists, the hospital, the government, they are no longer celebrating that because the deaths have been able to be manageable. They have been able to manage it under control. Not many people are dying. The majority of people that are dying Sorry, there's an helicopter going on here. Go over. The majority of the death or casualty during the flu as a result of the winter mostly happen to be old people, or people that have some other health issue. So now that we're entering the cold season, and because COVID-19 also thrives more in winter, or sorry, in cold weather, but speculating just like flu, COVID-19 will resurface again, will resurface again. That's number one reason. Number two reason, because of the ease of the lockdown. The ease of the lockdown, people are not going out, there's social contact. Although we are taking the necessary measure, people are putting on their face mask, social distance of 1 meter, 2 meters, and stuff like that. Because now there's contact. So they believe as a result of the contact, maybe one person may have it, two person now, it will become easier to spread. For it to spread again, just like it started from China and what you need all over the world, just by mere contact. By mere contact. So these are the reasons why the world scientists, world leader was speculating there could be or there will be the second wave of COVID-19. And you agree with me that irrespective of the geographical locations, the atmospheric condition, the weather, in each location, the moment there's COVID-19 in one region, when there's spark of COVID-19 again from this region where there is winter, because now we're entering autumn now, from there we go into winter. When there is COVID-19, remember whether you are living in an environment where it's cold or hot, when you have come in contact with people that have COVID-19, you also become infectious. You'll be infected because COVID-19 is an infectious disease. This is what they call infectious disease, one of the infectious disease that spread through contact, through body contact, and not well. We believe that it's not spreading through the air, but it depends on the distance. It spread through the air, but depend on the distance, but not at the long distance. Okay, so why are we saying COVID-19? The effect of COVID-19. So the question we are now asking right now, just to give you a bit of preamble, why the world leader, the health organization, where they are speculating there will be or there could be the second wave of COVID-19. These are the reasons where they are speculating, why they are speculating. And of course, you agree with me. I don't know the country you are watching from, but if you consider so right now, some states, some nations, they're experiencing the second wave of COVID-19. There is spark of COVID-19 already going on right now. As a matter of fact, as much as I know in some states in America, there are lockdowns already in place. In some part of Europe, in some city, lockdown, again, second lockdown, it's already in place. So if the winters now become intense here and there, the cold region, there will be second wave of COVID-19. It will spread further. Of course, we have been trying to prevent, to restrict movement, traveling through the air and through the means. But whether we like it or not, there will only be contact. There will only be contact. People will still travel, even despite the travel ban and stuff like that. One way or the other, there will be. So if there is second wave of COVID-19, what must you do? That's the question. So, in this topic, that's why we're going back to the topic. In the event of the second wave of COVID-19, in the event, because now, when with all this speculation now, what have been the outcome? There's anxiety already. Anxieties are building up and rising already. What we call the last time we discussed post COVID, post lockdown anxiety. We discussed post lockdown anxiety. But this time around now, we have to discuss pre pandemic anxiety. Pre pandemic anxiety. We are speculating there'll be pandemic again, there'll be COVID-19 again. So the anxiety is already there, it's building up again. People are already afraid, speculating, agitating. Oh, if there's COVID-19, I escaped COVID-19, the first one. Oh, how will I escape the second one? Oh, how do we survive? People will be thinking of in the time of economy. People that lost their job, they are thinking of how to gain the next job right now, looking for the next job. Now, if there happen to be the second wave of COVID-19, which is going to be, which is going to bring about or lead to severe lockdown. The government of various nations, they will introduce a severe lockdown, a prolonged lockdown. So if there happen to be a severe or prolonged lockdown, number one, the people that are looking for a job, how would they get job? How would they be? How would they be reintegrated back to the labor market? That's the first question we need to ask ourselves. People whose economic power have been affected, how will they recover? People are trying to recover from the first one. Now, if there happen to be the second wave of COVID-19, how will the people be able to recover? Because there happen to be the second wave, which already has started. We just hope it will not spread fast, just like the first one, because there's increase of awareness now and there's preparation, and people are now know what to do in order to afford no matter what to do. There could be area happen to be the second wave. I mean, second lockdown, severe lockdown, jobs will be affected again, which means the number of people that will be out of job will be multiplied. Spike or increases or hike in food and essential commodity prices, cut downs in incomes on honey, all those we are going to experience. So this is the reason why there's anxiety already building up. Oh, those that did not lose their job last time, they were hoping that if the second one, they were afraid that they could lose their jobs. Those whose economy was not affected, or those who are not affected financially, they were concerned that if they happen to, their finances will be affected one way or the other. People's purchasing power, because of the hike in food and other essential commodity prices. If there happen to be the second wave and lockdown, sort of supplies, as I'm telling you now, there are some products, some goods that have not been available since the lockdown. It was this month, that some of them started to become available. Of course, there's a bit of innovation and building that we are doing. There are some of these building material that we could not. Since then, that have not been available. It was just this month that we just received delivery. Why? As a result of the factory closure due to lockdown. If there happen to be the second lockdown, severe one, factories will be closed again. A lot of factories will be closed. So which means there will be short supply, shortages of certain goods, of course, which will lead to hike in prices and stuff like that. But what we need to do is this. In this broadcast, we are telling you the reason why we need to revisit this topic now, start to revisit this topic now at this early stage to help people to manage the pre-pandemic anxiety, and the pre-lockdown anxiety, pre-lockdown anxiety. We need to help people. You need to begin to help us to how to manage it, to release the right information on what we should do. Because I tell you the truth, despite the news here and there, you can still see some people with nonchalant attitude towards the issue of COVID-19. Some people still believe, they are still of the premonition, believe that COVID, there had never been COVID-19, that COVID-19 was just a political agenda of the prayer of the leaders of their country, that there had never been COVID-19. So some people don't believe that there was COVID-19. Even there was death, even when there was death here and there around them. So such people attitude will not help them to be prepared. And such people could become infectious with COVID-19. Because the necessary precaution that the people, government put in place, health organization put in place, they are not observing them. You see my mask, face mask. You remember in some of our broadcasts during the lockdown, I made it clear. I told you, and I said it. I say I was not only predicting, I was not prophesying, but it was just a prediction that will happen from there. That there's going to be permanent use of face mask, introduction of face mask, use of face mask. Now it has happened. Everybody now, as people are returning back to work, you have to put on face mask. On public transport, public places, shops, supermarkets, put on face mask. As a result, you see now, everybody now, wherever you go, you see masquerade everywhere. Masquerade everywhere. Masquerade everywhere. In those days when I was growing up, you were made to understand that masquerades came from heaven. That they were not human beings, they were spirit. They came from heaven. But now it's been clear that masquerade are man-made. You can see everybody is a masquerade now. I was passing by in the morning and I saw what a sister. Now, the fellow was waving me with all joy, with excitement. That you know me, and I could not recognize. I had to be stretching and be saying that I was not. Until she pulled off her face mask before I could recognize her. You can see the effects of COVID-19. So you are no longer relating with the normal human being you used to know. We are relating with one another we are relating with masquerades. Masquerade. Why? Because now you cannot predict the action, the reaction, and the reaction of people around you. Social relations, the social distance is prohibiting community cohesion in the society. We are now seeing one another as suspect, which I predicted last time. Seeing one another as suspect. Everybody you come in contact with is a suspect. So you have to be consciously, you try to be avoiding people and run away from people. Why? You don't want to contact COVID-19. A lot of job loss, pay cuts, hike in food prices, mental health issue, depression, anxiety, phobia, trauma, and so on and so forth that we experienced during the last pandemic and lockdown. Does it mean we are preparing for the second wave? Anxiety, depression, mental breakdown, or health issues here and there? Does it mean we are preparing for it? Well, let's say if there happens to be second wave of COVID-19, then all this will resurface again. But I believe it will not be as intense as before. Why? Because there is now more awareness. Like this broadcast is part of creating awareness to help people to manage the situation properly and appropriately, and to help people to prepare themselves. So in this broadcast that we'll be doing right now, we want to prepare people emotionally, psychologically, and financially, and of course, spiritually. Which means, if you look at the effect of the COVID-19, the pandemic right now, the lockdown stuff right now, you can see that the labor market is totally have evolved. We have moved from working in the offices to remotely working. We now work remotely now. People now prefer to work from home. As a matter of fact, there are some people that resign their job because they could no longer go to the office, and the office demand make a demand that they have to be coming. They have to resign their job because they don't feel comfortable. They can't handle it. They can't handle the trauma. They can't handle the situation. Seeing themselves jumping on the public transport or going places, they can't handle it. They have to resign the job. Why those that did not resign, they prefer working from home. As a matter of fact, after the government eased the lockdown, some employers are asking the employee to come back to work. But they are making a demand that they prefer working from home. They like to continue working from home. So remote working, people now prefer to work remotely. And you know what that means? You know the implication of that, of course. Commercial properties owners were losing, while residential properties owners were gaining. This is some of the things we want to consider. How do you position yourself to be on the receiving end and not on the losing end? Should there be the second wave of COVID-19, and should there be the second lockdown? Not only that, why the high streets is losing, the health sector is gaining. Can you see that? So they'll be losing and they'll be gaining. As we are recording loss here, people will be recording gaining here, recovery here. So you need to know how to position yourself. This is the time for us to admit that these changes we are talking about is not just going to go away immediately. It's not just a temporary one. We are talking of some long-term or medium changes, both in the labor market, in the economy, in our society, in relationship, and of course, in our family life. So, ladies and gentlemen, our fear, our lover, and the fans, every fan of Sons of Dominion broadcast, we are going back to the issue of COVID-19. We are not going back to the issue of COVID-19 to scare anybody or to create anxiety or to create but rather we are going back into it to better prepare our listener, our viewer, on what can be done in order to combat the possible second wave of COVID-19 so that the resultant event will not affect us negatively, but rather will bring the best out of it and will come better out of it. So, this is why we are going back to the topic in our subsequent broadcast. So get ready and let's go all the way. But one thing I want you to note and to register is this. If your God has seen you through, you survived the first wave of COVID-19. You survived the possible consequences of the lockdown, the first phase of lockdown, the economic impact, the social impact, the emotional impact, the health impact. You survive. You outlive. Be sure that the same God will see you through in the event of the second wave. He will rescue you. He will see you through and your family. He will provide for you. There shall not be loss. There shall be no loss. Not a single one will be missing in your family. And you're not going to lose your income. You're not going to lose your business. You're not going to lose your health. You're not going to lose your finance. You're not going to lose your beloved one. But rather, you'll be welcoming addition to your family. You know, during the lockdown, there were quite a lot of additions to family, which you didn't know. Not only that, you will gain more financial power, businesses, opportunities, and you will create a job. This is our belief. All you need to do, tune into this broadcast from time to time, and let's share what we can do and how to position ourselves to be on the winning side in this period. My name is Solomon Babidele, your regular presenter on the Science of Dominion broadcast. Until I come your way on Saturday again, I want to say keep safe and keep living healthy. You have nothing to fear. You will survive it again. You will outlive it and you come out better. That's my prayer for you. Thank you. Please, on Facebook, like us and share. On Facebook, like us and share. And on YouTube, broadcast as soon as it's coming out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.